if
I
you
get
want to.
water. One sec.
Go ahead. Get water.
Okay, one sec.
Okay.
I was frustrated with Google and I got parched.
Oh, God. What is up, Joe Critic?
Okay.
How you doing, DJ? All right, let me just try to figure out what we're doing here. Okay. I
Hello.
want to make sure. Hello. Welcome back.
Okie dokie.
Okay. So, for those that
live.
typically... Huh?
We're live.
Yeah, we're live. I went live just before you went to go get water. I
Oh,
clicked the
whoops.
live button. Yeah, you were like...
And I'm like, okay, wait, I'm going to go.
It's fine.
I'm one of those.
It's fine. It's no big deal. Okay, so for those that typically watch this is a little different than we typically do. You guys know that. Like, normally the intro kicks off. I typically had the overlays, all that good stuff.
It's all my fault.
Yes, it's all Marissa's fault. The professional of the two is
Yes.
totally dropping the ball. And, you know, it's...
I'm actually not, contrary to popular belief, I'm actually not good with technology.
That would be shocking, all that you do with, like, Xbox and all that stuff. Like, I would think that you would have your stuff together.
It's become apparent now because I have this green screen that I use, but I don't actually know how to use it properly. Like, I can't figure out the chroma key. So I just have a green screen and everything that I do because I don't get it. Like, I can't figure it out.
It's okay. I can't figure anything out either. Like, Sean Capri, you know Sean Capri.
Yeah, of course.
He is always like, Bobby, what are you doing? Like, why can't you get this together? And I'm like, I don't know, Sean. This is not. I am the Nintendo guru. I'm not the computer guru. I can't figure it.
But I usually get frustrated because, like, I should know, or I feel like every time I have to do something important, things don't work. Like, Skype was working for me literally yesterday. I just recorded some videos for this cartoon, and it was fine. Everything was all good. But like the second I had to go live with something, nope.
It's fine.
We're done, bud. Okay. That's it.
It's okay. It works.
Woody doesn't want to stay. Woody just...
Oh my God, would you stop?
It's fine.
This is
You're just going to hang out there.
Exactly. Just
remove that. Okay. Now, go ahead. Ask me your questions. What do you want to talk about? Stardew?
Yes, that's Stardew? Stardew, or we could talk some Animal Crossing, whatever you... Let's start with Stardew, because I am new to Stardew. And I have... Well, you know what? Let's do this. Before we start, why don't you, for like the 0.05% that don't know who you are, why don't you let everybody know who you are and what you do and all that stuff?
I love people do that. I like yesterday, it was so funny. Not yesterday, the day before yesterday. Somebody came to me. They're like, oh, "Are you that Marissa Roberto?" I'm like, "Oh, like almost. That's pretty good." Like, I don't usually get recognition or anything, like on the streets or anything. So I'm like, Maria, yeah, you know what? Close enough. And it's better than Melissa, because normally I get Melissa.
Yeah.
So Maria, I was like, yes, you know what? I will accept that. Thank you so much. I used to host a couple of TV shows. One was called Reviews on the Run, and another one is called EP Daily. EP Daily is still on YouTube. So Victor Lucas is still keeping that going in Vancouver, but because the show went on a television hiatus, I moved back to Toronto, where I was living before Vic had moved me out there to host the show full-time, or both shows full-time. So that was a lot of fun for me, because I was a huge fan of Reviews on the Run and EP Daily for years. Like, I was obsessed with Victor Lucas and the whole crew. So when I first got to be on the show, I was really nervous. I was so excited because I get to talk video games with Victor Lucas, which is a Canadian, which I feel like is any like Canadian video game geek's dream, really.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, after that, I got a phone call from Xbox Canada asking if I would be interested in hosting a community show for them. And I said, yes, absolutely, because I fully down with hanging out with anybody in the gaming community. And that's exactly what they facilitate for me. Like today, I just finished a shoot where I got to hang out with just different people. Like I played a scary game with Camille, this is Camco on Twitter, and she does some stuff for Console Creatures and has been in the video game space for a while. And we played Outlast 2, which is terrifying. I hated every second of it, but I got to have that experience with Camille, which I normally would never have done because I like to play video games, honestly, like by myself. Like I mostly play games alone. So, or if I'm playing with my fiance, like we'll play like Overcooked or something where we fight a lot. So Overcooked, and then we like make up with snipper clips or something like that.
So my wife and I, we started streaming Overcooked. And
so much fun.
I am like yelling every 2 seconds. Like I'm yelling at her. Like this last week, the highlight of last week was I kept yelling at her to get me stuff. And she's like, you need to be nicer. And she's like, if I work for you, I was like, if you work for me, you'd be fired. Like, this is ridiculous. This is
like she has to know that you're going to be competitive. Like I'm the mean one in the relationship when it comes to video games. I get very mean and very bossy. And it's just like, after a while, he's just like, okay, you know what? Like, let's just stop. Let's just stop because we're fighting over nothing. Like we're fighting over who didn't, pound the meat. So like, it's just time to take a little break. Yeah. But snipper clips is actually really good for relationship mending. I don't know if you play snipper clips with your wife, but
you know what? I didn't even think about that because I've been looking for something to play. Because Overcooked just drives me up the wall, and I was like, I need something that we can play together because we started doing this a couple weeks ago just as a goof, and then everybody was like seemed to like it, and they kept like, hey, can you guys keep streaming together? Okay, no problem. So I didn't even think about snipper clips. I might, what? That's a good call. Good call.
Yeah,
and they just added some DLC and stuff.
Yeah, it's really fun because there's always a good laugh in there. Like whatever, if you just snippy, like if you clip each other in like a really funny way, or just like give each other little haircuts. Like you don't even have to play the game; you could just hang out and like cut each other in different ways. Just really like it's just really easy. Just pick up and play fun. So if you're just anybody, if you want to mend any kind of relationship, or if you want to, you're looking for something fun to play with a kid, like that's the game for sure. It's just fun, like easy puzzle, and then it gets really difficult actually.
So Rybo, a friend of mine, Rybo Flavins, he just made a comment, and I do want to get into this with you because I'm very upset with you on this factor. He said, finally a Blue Jays fan on Nintedo Talk Live. I'm a Yankees fan. And I got
okay, so you must have been happy yesterday then.
Yes.
Good for you. Good for you. I'm sorry, but I just don't. It's not that I'm just a fan of baseball in general. So it's not like I hate on any specific team. I dislike certain players if I feel like they might be terrible humans. But for the most part, I just enjoy the sport. So I'm happy to watch the Yankees make a run for it. I'm happy for Yankee fans. And I can see, like, I just came from Yankee Stadium. I just went to see the last series there with the Jays. So I mean, I do, like, I try to get there. Like, New York is an amazing city and just filled with so many different things to do and see and so many different kinds of people, like Toronto, but just like times 100. So like, it's just nice that you can go into the Bronx and you can have this experience, and like you hear real baseball chatter with fans that really know baseball and they know everything about their players. And it's the same thing in Boston. Like, they have true baseball fans in their city, and I'm not trying to call it Toronto right now, but if you go to a Jays game and you sit in the stands and you listen to baseball talk versus going into those cities with like these dedicated fans and know everything about their players and their stats, not only about their players, but about visiting teams and who's hot in their teams as well. Like, they love baseball and they give everything to the sport, which is what I wish we had more of in Toronto. But like, hopefully slowly but surely we'll get there. I really like Shapiro. I really like where he could take this team. I think if you look at the Indians, like if you look at the Cleveland Indians, obviously that team he built, that team that made it to the playoffs this year, he built. Unfortunately, somehow they didn't make it through. So
it's not somehow.
Good for you.
It's
good
not
for
somehow.
you again.
It's not somehow.
Honestly, like, can you, like, I don't even know what the Yankees are doing. I don't get it.
They backed in. They backed in. They're not. Listen, I'll be the first to admit they are not a fantastic team. Like, if I look at Yankees teams in the past that made serious runs to the World Series, like, I would not have beginning of the year. I would never pick this team to make it this far. Like, I was watching the stats. I'm like, wait a minute, they really have a chance, but. Judd is just. Oh.
I know, and like, how do you get gifted this god in?
That's Yankees baseball.
In Judge, like, I don't get that. Like, how did you just lose Derek Jeter and then get Judge? Like, how is that even remotely fair?
That's the way they are. That's the way they are. It's the way it's always been through the course of time with the Yankees.
Right. So, but why are you a Yankees fan exactly? Like, do you have a real reason, or are you just?
No. I live in New Jersey, right? So growing up as a kid,
He's Jersey.
Growing up as a kid, I liked the Philadelphia Phillies. They're very close to me. They're probably 30, 40 minutes away from where we live. But I
like the
was
Phillies too. They're dirty. They're grimy.
I was a huge Pete Rose fan growing up.
Okay.
So I liked the Phillies because of Pete Rose. So when Pete Rose left, I started to become a Cincinnati Reds fan. And my dad and my family, my dad and my grandmother and all, they're from New York.
Okay.
So my dad was always a Yankees fan. And my dad, growing up, my dad was like, well, you got to have an American League team and you got to have a National League
team.
That's
very true. He's right.
Yeah. So he always liked the Phillies and the Yankees. I liked the Phillies up until they let Pete Rose go.
Okay.
And then I was like, you know what? I don't like the Phillies no more.
Like you had nothing to hold on to anymore.
I had nothing to hold on to because I loved Pete Rose. You know what I mean? Like to me, he was one of the greatest baseball players ever. Like he just like you said, he's grimy, he's dirty. Like he just got in there and just played the game for pure love, pure passion, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Then he had to go gamble and lose everything. But that's besides the point.
True Hollywood stories. I'm sure there's a 30 for 30 on that.
God, there is, and it kills me to watch. Yeah. But for me, like, so when he actually got banned from baseball, I actually started following the San Francisco Giants because Will Clark. Will Clark reminded me so much of Pete Rose.
Okay, all right. So you find a player that you admire and you follow them.
And then obviously I love Jeter. I thought Jeter was like he's Mr. Yankee. You know what I mean?
Oh, no, of course. Jeter's the best, but I didn't like his retirement ceremony. I didn't like that at all. I didn't like the way he played it. Yeah, like why was he coming in from the outfield with his wife or fiance in a trolley, like in a golf cart? Like why was he doing that? Why didn't they have him walk out into the infield where he belongs, up to shortstop where he belongs, where he's lived this entire time? Like why didn't they have him solo do that? Because this is his time, this is his moment. Not that I don't think he should share it with his family, he should, but have that moment just come after when they're like revealing the plaque or whatever. But like let him have a solitary moment with the fans on his own, like spotlight on shortstop, like let him be there. Like that was his spot, that was his home. So I just
agree.
Like
it's no different. It's no different to like when, I don't know if you followed baseball back then. I'm assuming you did, but like when Cal Ripken broke the Iron Man streak, the Lou Gehrig streak.
Yes.
And he like that whole moment of like running around the stadium by himself and all that. It was like, wow, like this is like they're celebrating that moment. That's something that's we're never going to see that record broken ever again. No, and it's like that's just that moment. And it's no different than like, well, I would say it's different with Pete Rose because when Pete Rose broke Ty Cobb's record, like his son, young Pete, came out and all that stuff.
Yeah,
and, like,
I didn't know you were a like legit baseball fan.
Oh yeah, man.
Because some people just say they're baseball fans, and I'm like, well, all right. And then like when they start spitting like serious history knowledge, I'm like, okay, well, maybe we can be friends. Like, maybe we can actually really be friends.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so okay, that's awesome. Like anybody that I can go to an actual baseball game with and hear them talk about like actual baseball players and know their history and their life. I hate when I go to like in Toronto. I don't know if you've ever been to a baseball game here.
No, not there. No.
Oh God! Like I was just in the we had this outfield section where it's called the flight deck, and I was just there for my birthday. I went with a bunch of friends, and there were like guys shouting, like just trying to heckle. I hate bad hecklers, heckling from above us. I can't remember who they were yelling at. Fuck, I don't remember. Oh, sorry. Can I swear on this?
You're all right.
I'm so sorry.
You're okay. Don't worry.
so sorry.
It's a little late.
Yeah. Whoops. I'm sorry.
It's like F you. Oh, can I say that?
Is there a bleep button? I'm very sorry. I have
bleep, whatever.
Whoops. Anyway, he was yelling at him to get a real job. Like, what kind of heckling is that? They have real jobs. They get paid better than all of us. They're doing their job right now. I don't know. Like what? That's what you're bringing to the table. Like, just don't say anything at all, man. You're embarrassing us out there. You're embarrassing us.
Exactly.
So, to all those players out there that come to Toronto and get heckled, just in the worst way, like not even good heckling, I'm so sorry. Like I apologize on behalf of my city.
The worst is
just
Philadelphia.
Awful.
The worst is Philadelphia. Oh my!
But like they must have legitimate chirps.
I mean brutality. They are
like giving it to them real good. Like it should kind of be, you know.
I went to in 1993. Father used to have season tickets to the Phillies games.
Oh.
In '93, I went to the NLCS with the Phillies and the World Series when they played the Toronto Blue Jays.
What?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
How did you not lead with that?
I don't know.
How did you not lead with that?
I don't know. So anyway, I went to the game where the score was like 14-13. Like, it was this back and forth. But it was the most exciting baseball game I've ever been to. The crowd was so loud at that stadium.
I can't believe you saw that Blue Jays team.
Oh, that was.
Oh, I can't believe you saw that.
Yeah, Ricky Henderson. Like, I had a bet with a guy because I love Darren Daulton. I thought Darren Daulton was like one of the best catchers ever, and I was like, Ricky Henderson will not steal a base on Darren Daulton this entire series, and he got one. At the end of the series, I was so mad. But yeah, man, I loved base. I'm not as big as when I was before. Like, Mike Trout actually grew up literally 10 minutes from where I live right now.
No way.
I live in a town called Beast. Yeah, he's amazing. I live in a town called Vineland. Next door to that is Millville, and that's where he grew up at. He actually wanted to play the Phillies. This is why I hate the Phillies. They are just stupid. They are so dumb.
So you just hate the organization. Like, you don't hate the players. You hate the game.
Yes, exactly. They had an opportunity to sign Mike Trout, and they didn't sign him. They didn't think he was ready. And I'm like, really? Like, the Phillies had Ryan Sandberg as a second baseman, and they let him go. They had Dave Stewart, who helped the Toronto Blue Jays win a World Series, correct? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you're right.
They didn't. They let him go. Like, they had all the best.
I just got a baseball signed by him recently.
Did you really?
Yeah. I went to they had an alum thing, and I waited in line with my little baseball. I mean, that's insane. Like, the history that you have in your back pocket. That's incredible. Like, I'm just because I was living in Saskatchewan at the time, so I wasn't as hardcore baseball. We don't have that in Saskatoon, so it's like the prairies of Canada. So I remember watching. I was quite young when the World Series was happening, but I remember watching. But I wasn't as dedicated a fan until I moved to Toronto, and I got to actually go to the games and really actually started serving. I started serving in one of the luxury suites at Toronto Center. So that's how I actually got into the game even more, because I was there every single home game.
Yeah,
and got into it that way. So yeah, I don't have that history. Like, my memories with that only come from like the DVDs that I have, where it's like the World Series 1992, 93, like back to back. That they sell like as a collectible. Like, I started to have that as my back pocket stuff. But the fact that you were there live is like incredible.
Oh, it was amazing. It was the most amazing game ever. And I just I remember Lenny Dykstra like hitting a 3-run shot or something, and like just there's moments of the game that just blow me away.
Stick with you, yeah.
Yeah, and it's that's the thing. Like, growing up, my grandfather was a big baseball fan. My dad used to coach baseball when I was a kid. And I played all the time. Yeah, so it's like it becomes a different game. Like, even now, when me and my dad happen to go to a game, it's just like we're analyzing the game totally different than.
I love that.
I think most people that are there are just like, oh, he's in the crowd. And me and my dad are actually looking at the game.
Do you guys keep score too?
My dad used to. My dad used to keep score every single game and stuff, and it was like so cool. You know what I mean? It was just.
It's so cool.
Yeah, it is. It's so amazing. Just to
I admire all that, because it's its own special thing. And like, I don't know how many of your viewers are baseball fans. If they're just
probably none of them. They're probably like,
they're just like,
shut
please
up with this.
Shut up. Start talking about video games.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's start talking about MLB The Show. No, I think, I don't know. It's just one of those really special, like, I always feel, not to be up my high horse about it, but I always feel super special that I'm a baseball fan. And I feel like anybody that like truly loves baseball is also very special, because they're identifying with a sport that has a lot of intricacies to it. There's a lot of different things that you could be watching or adding to your plate if you want to enjoy it in that way. Or you could just watch the pitching battle. Like, you could just watch a pitcher do his thing. But it's just one of the, it's the sport where it's like, you rely on each individual to perform to his greatest ability, offensively and defensively, but it all collectively has to come together to create a win, right? So, I mean, and it's also a sport where like you can really feel kind of close to the players too, because there's no mask over their faces in hockey. It's not far away on a soccer pitch. You kind of feel like right there with them.
You're right in. Especially now they've redesigned the fields, you're right on top. Like especially in Philadelphia, Citizens Bank Park. So growing up all my life, like I said, my grandfather season tickets at the Vet, and the Vet was always like hollow. It was like the Eagles also played there as well as the Phillies, so it was that two-sport stadium, kind of like Pittsburgh used to be. Three River Stadium used to be the same way, and it's so all of a sudden they started to go for that Camden Yards, that Chicago Cubs on top of the field, and I love it, man. And that's what's made it just bringing it like minor league baseball. If you watch minor league baseball, you're on top of the game, and that's like when you hear the players like talking, and that's just it takes you into a different world than watching it on TV. Like I feel like baseball, just like hockey, are two different sports when you're there at the game. Like when you're there and you're picking,
definitely.
It's totally different. So
you feel like you're, they're in a different planet. Like you can't really access them. They're far away, but they're right there. Yeah, but with baseball, it's not. It's you feel a little more in touch. Like even now, like I love that. I love postseason baseball is, the greatest time of year because it's also attached to fall and all the wonderful things that come with fall. But you just how they do broadcast now, and it's all like super close and personal, and they get all those in the dugout interviews too. Like I love that stuff. I wish we had more stuff with managers. I'm kind of obsessed with just like watching managers from like the dugout watch their team and chewing their gum. Or like
I don't know how they do it sometimes.
I know,
especially like
expressive.
162 game season, like that has to be like I look at Joe Girardi, right? So I look at Girardi and I remember him as a player. He was very fiery and all that stuff. And now I watch him and I'm like, dude, do you have a pulse? Like, are you awake in the dugout over there?
Like hello.
Like what are you doing, man? So
I do love that. Like I love those super composed. Like you can't even like, what are they thinking? Dusty Baker, what the F are you thinking? I really want to know. But and you don't. They keep it so close to the chest. I love when managers get mad though. I love when they like kick dirt and like get up in the umpire's face.
Did you have a sign the other day at the stadium?
Yeah, well, that was my birthday wish, and it didn't come true. I was so mad.
Oh my God!
So it didn't come true and Gibby had the opportunity to make that happen. Didn't happen.
That's a shame.
Just give me the one thing I wanted for my birthday, Gibby. Come on.
Just learn how to yell.
And they lost that game too. And just like, what? Why did I do this? Why did I put like my birthday happiness relied on the Blue Jays, and this season was not the season to do that. So
apparently not.
Yeah. Oh well, maybe next year. Do you want to talk about video games? I'm sorry. You're the people watching. What does the chat say? Like, please shut up.
No, they're actually like some of them are talking like Joel Brooks, who's actually he wears a Blue Jays hat every time he does videos and stuff too. He's from Nintendo Family Gaming. He's all about it. Like this one guy, Matt Knight, said he wants to go to Cooperstown. Like there's a few people.
I still have to go to Cooperstown too.
Yeah, I had never gone to Cooperstown. I'm going to Cooperstown the day that they accept Pete Rose in, which will never happen. So
you're never going to Cooperstown.
I'm never going to.
That stinks. Like that stinks. Yeah. I mean, they should just because it's historical.
It's a record. It's a record.
Yo, Judge just hit a home run.
Did he?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I also have a.
Judge
just hit it. Yeah, Judge just hit a home run. It's now 4-1 Houston.
Sean Capri just said, "I'm not about it. Get to video games."
Oh,
so
okay,
that's the
Sean.
type of person that Sean is. You know what I mean? Like he's just whatever. Having a good conversation.
That's fair. That's fair. I respect it.
So this all came about because I started playing Stardew Valley, and I had messaged or I had posted something on Twitter, and Sean actually said, like, "Well, you should ask Marissa."
Yeah,
Roberto, because she is like a freak when it comes to this stuff. Like,
I have an actual problem. Like I need to stop myself from playing this week because I have a huge esports tournament coming up this weekend with another company that I work for called Northern Arena, and I host all of their esports events, and I also brand manage for them. So I'm putting together and helping our team put together this Rocket League event happening. So I mean, if you're in Toronto or you want to come down to Toronto. It's going to be at the Great Hall, we're in October 21st, 22nd. So this actual weekend, we're bringing players from all over the world. I don't know if you play Rocket League or talk about Rocket League at all, but it's
Rocket League
just blown up. Like it's crazy how this game came out, got terrible reviews across the board, which I didn't really agree with either, but didn't review the game, so I shouldn't judge. But No, and it's just like it's funny how these certain games pick up so much speed in the esports community.
Yeah.
And there's so much fandom behind it. When I was covering video games for the TV show, we never covered esports. So I was always like, I always call it mainstream gaming, even though it's not really fair, because going into the esports world, there's so many different avenues and umbrellas of gaming and these hubs and these communities that are freaking massive. Like they are huge. The people that are fans of basically only one game. And they're devoting their lives to one game. And this game just came out a few years ago, and now there's this huge wave of people that are on board, and also like professionals getting paid thousands of dollars, weekly to to play this game and just be professionals at it. I still don't get how you can be professional at this game. I don't know if you've ever tried to play it.
It's hard. It's no different than like when I watch Splatoon, right? And I watch these guys play, and I'm like, how do you play? Like, I get like the rank play, like when there's a mission, like, but turf war, I'm like, how? It's so risk reward. Like, I get maybe if you have a team with you and you're working together, that might be the way. But like to randomly throw, like the Nintendo World Championships, they just randomly threw people on there, and they're like, okay, you're a team and you're a team. Let's see who wins. And I'm like, that's not really fair. Because what if this team has 3 solid players? And this one has 1 solid player? Like, that's not really. I don't know. It's the same thing with Rocket League. Like, you're playing, and in theory, it's soccer, but it's really not soccer. It's like
it is. I mean, there's a ball and there's a net, and it looks like a soccer ball and it looks like a soccer net, and that's fine. There's a pitch there. Like the whole setup is soccer, but the whole mechanic of how you get the ball into the net is what is so intriguing about the game. And they have their own language, their own community. Like it's the same thing with CS:GO. When we did CS:GO, like I'm not a PC gamer at all, so I never played the game. So for me to like jump into the community and realize how freaking huge this community is, and how they don't know, like when I was working with them, I'm like, hey, so do you guys know like Greg Miller and Victor Lucas? And they just look at me like who are you talking about? Like they're not in that space at all, even though it's still video games. They don't know. They don't follow IGN. They don't follow the mainstream things that we gamers gravitate toward. They have their own hub, their own community. They don't gravitate outside of that, or they don't move outside of that at all. So it's interesting to like kind of step into these worlds, which is why I say, like, if you're in Toronto, like please come down and just check it out, because it's just this interesting dynamic of video games, but a different kind of world within the video game space. So that's been really cool for me too, but it just keeps me very busy, the whole esports thing. But yeah, just message me on Twitter if you at Marissa Roberto if you want to know more. I'm here to help. But I had to stop this week. I told myself I'm not going to play this week because of Rocket League coming this weekend. But honestly, I'm in over 100 hours on Stardew on my Xbox.
On your Xbox. Yeah. So you haven't touched it on Switch?
No, I haven't touched it on Switch, no. I share a Switch. I share a Switch with my fiance, and he downloaded Golf Story. So
that explains it.
Yeah, so he's been hogging the Switch with the Golf Story, which is fine. I'm just happy that he's happy in a game like similar to Stardew Valley, but no farming, it's golfing, and that more suits his needs. Versus I'm like on our other television with my Xbox. I tell myself like you're just gonna do one day. You can just do one day, walk away, you're fine. No, this game is a freaking drug. I need help, I think, because I've become obsessed with not only because I have a lot of funds now. I've been farming for a minute. I have a greenhouse. I have all my animals. I make a lot of money from their goods and services. But now I'm like obsessed with, okay, I'm literally going to have a relationship with every single person in this town that I can have a relationship with. So now I'm just like playgirl. I'm out there just like giving gifts to whoever I can give gifts to, just to see, because like there are different storylines that you can unlock with different characters depending on your relationship with them. So that's been really fun.
The only one I communicate with is the homeless guy. He's the only one. He's the one. I'll give him fruit and vegetables. The rest of them I can care less about. I'm like, get away from me. I'm on a mission here.
That's fine because
I'm trying to make money.
Yeah, like he needs love too. But remember that like the more you get to know the other characters, sometimes they send you stuff in the mail.
I get that part of it, but right now I'm like, so I just got to summer. All right, I just got the summer. I'm
you're
probably
you're a noob right now. You're still
well,
like
yeah. I
noob
just
level.
started when it came out a couple weeks ago. And here's the thing: like, I started playing, right, and then I'm like, something's not right. I'm not getting this game at all.
Why?
Like, well, I don't know because I wasn't doing it right. So
What
what
do
I
you mean
did
you weren't
was,
doing it right?
well, because I like the first day or the first like 2 weeks of playing, I go in and I chop down every tree in my property.
Okay,
Like,
that's
I just
great.
like clear the whole thing, and then like
Awesome.
I don't know where I'm going. I don't know how to make money. I don't know how to do anything. I'm farming like a little plot that's like 3x3. Like I'm not gonna worry about this farming thing. This is pointless.
Oh my god, it's a farming simulator.
I know, but I didn't realize it at
Okay.
first because I'm thinking Animal Crossing. Just go
No.
hang out with the people. No, it's nothing like that. So what I did was I went and I watched a video about like the top 22 things a new player should do. And I was like, oh, I'm totally off on this game.
Did you find it helpful?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because it showed me like a good idea of like what I should be doing, like check trash cans. I didn't even check trash cans.
Well, I don't like to do that only because if townspeople are around and they see you doing it, you lose hearts with them. They find it disgusting.
Oh, that's why I keep getting yelled at.
Yeah, they don't like it. So, and honestly, for the most part, like you just find garbage. Garbage or bread. What do you do with the bread? Nothing.
I give it to the homeless guy.
Okay. Well, he can dig around the garbage himself and find it. Okay.
All right. Well,
you can give him anything else.
All right, I'll leave it alone, and I'll stop.
Yeah, like don't. I mean, there's a rare moment where you'll find something decent, but for the most part, like you just go in the mines. Like you'll find everything you need when you're mining. When it comes to things of value.
So what I did was, when I restarted, I started streaming it, and when I was streaming it, I had I don't know about 5-10 people showed up. It was during the middle. It was like the beginning of the day. It was early in the day, so it was like not a lot of people on, but I had like 5, 6, 10 people, something like that. It's a really solid group, and they were actually like talking me through. Go do this. Go do that. And it got me to like. I went into, I'm going to call it the museum, but not the museum, the community center.
The community center, yeah.
Yes, and they got me to unlock all that stuff, and I was like, oh, okay, I like this.
You haven't gotten everything in the community center, have you?
No.
That's like impossible. I haven't even done that yet.
I unlocked the first thing that then opened up other books.
Oh, good.
I got that far.
Yeah.
I got that far.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm starting to fish, and that's what it did. It started to open this up. So now I'm like, I'm fishing, and then I'm like farming, and my farm has gotten bigger. But here's my question.
Yeah.
I hate watering. I need help with this.
Okay, well, yeah, that's no problem. You actually can build sprinklers.
Okay, but they only sprinkle like a little area.
That's right. But if you have, and you're mining, and you can now make, do you have a furnace where you can make bars? Okay, great. So if you have a copper bar, iron bar, and a gold bar, you can make a sprinkler that will sprinkle all squares around.
Okay. So see, that's where I'm at because I haven't found gold yet.
Okay, yeah. So once you find gold, you'll be fine. But of course, you need to find at least 5 ores to make 1 bar, and then you'll be able to make the sprinklers. So those are very beneficial. They're very helpful. And then if you take a step further, I only have 1 of these sprinklers because they're actually difficult to find the resources to build because you have to have an Idrium bar. But there's a sprinkler that sprinkles 16 squares around. So 1 layer and then the layer around that. So very helpful. I also love it when it rains because you don't really have to think about it.
Nothing. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go fish.
Yeah, that's something that I don't do. I don't like fishing, and I haven't unlocked for that reason. I haven't found so many of the fish that I'm supposed to deposit into the community center. That'll be the one thing that takes me forever to do. I've unlocked everything else in the community center except for the bulletin board and the fish tank. So the 2 things that are right beside each other. Haven't done that, but I'm getting really close to the bulletin board. This fishing thing, like honestly, I feel like it takes so much time. I still don't have the right. I don't fish enough to have unlocked a new fishing rod to actually put a hook on. Yeah, so I'm not even like fishing skills are not like my level is still really low. Everything else, like I have almost full bars, like on foraging and farming and all that.
I'm good at fishing. I mean, I catch probably I would say 60% of the fish that I hook.
Yeah,
because it's not easy, man.
Like it wastes so much time. Like I just feel like you're sitting there forever waiting for a freaking fish, and then some of the fish just jump up and down the bar. Like F you, I don't even want to deal with this anymore. Just bounce. I just bounce.
They are so annoying.
They're so annoying. But I would like my main, since I've now gotten this, I would say this is the main thing you need to work toward is getting a horse. Like,
really?
get a horse. You'll get a horse when you build a stable, and you need certain items to build the stable. Like, you'll
I
need
haven't even done
cloth.
anything else. The only thing I've done is the farm. I want to go. Okay, so
Get a sheep then. If you have the barn, get sheep.
I haven't done the barn yet either. So that's what
Oh my God.
That's what I wanted to ask you. Should I upgrade my house?
No.
Or should I go to the barn and do that stuff?
Get the barn. Because upgrading your house is not going to give you more money. Getting a barn with animals inside will generate revenue for you to then upgrade your house. Your house upgrade doesn't mean anything to you unless you want to store things in your fridge. But it doesn't matter. Like, you'll get a fridge with your first house upgrade. I just upgraded the second upgrade, even though I'm not ready for it. But I was able to do that because of the revenue that my cows, my sheep, my pigs generate. So because you get in the summer, like in all the seasons except for winter, pigs will sniff out truffles for you. Truffles are valuable, very valuable. And you can make a little truffle oil maker.
Okay.
And then you make oil. You'll sell that for a lot because it's an artisan good. Just a lot of dough, a lot of cash from those animals. So get the barn, upgrade the barn, get all the animals for the barn, take care of those animals, make sure you have enough hay. Go visit Marnie, hope that Marnie is not hanging out with the mayor or staring at her friggin' microwave, and then buy enough hay so they can survive the winter.
My thing is so I started really taking the farming seriously. And my plot is a lot bigger and stuff. But I've realized, like, that's where for now, because I'm still new, that's where the money is. And I'm like, I'm making so much money real quick, and I'm like, so I'm starting to get the money up where I can go, okay, now it's time to do a barn and all that stuff. Like, because you were the one that were like, go farm, like get farm, and then get the horse, get the animals and all that. And I'm like, okay, I got something to work towards. The one thing I like about so far in the summertime that's not necessarily existent so far in the spring was that, like, no, well, that's cool. I like the ice cream. Ice cream's cool because it gives you all your energy back. Yeah. No, what I like about it is, like, the product, not the products, the farming, the vegetables.
Summer farming, yeah.
Yeah, they don't go away. Like, you pick the corn, and the corn stays. I don't have to go back and replant.
Oh, I see. Well, there are a lot of different plants that do that. Like, you'll find that with fall crops too. Yeah. Like even grapes, just things that have a stalk, like, or like beans or peppers. A lot of those things, like, if you look when you buy it from the store, it'll say, like, it'll tell you it takes this long to grow, but then reproduces every 3 days after, every 2 days after, or whatever it is. Yeah. So those are very valuable too. And because especially once you unlock in your community center a greenhouse, incredibly valuable because they will never die. They will always produce for you. So, get those stocks going. Get those stocks just up there. The corn will last you through the fall too.
Yeah.
So you got that.
Real quick, I got it. Yeah. My shirt. I was told that Sean Capri asked if, I don't know if you know Jules Watcham.
No.
He made such games as Mutant Muzz, and he made this game Chicken Wiggle for the 3DS.
I didn't play it.
Oh, you got? Do you have a 3DS? Play it.
Yeah, of course.
Oh my God, you got to get this game. Actually. You have to get this game.
But
I'm telling you.
I have a Switch now.
It doesn't stop. See, it's that mentality, Marissa. We need to. Okay.
Well, like, what? I don't understand. When Nintendo directed that, like, this DS game and this DS game and this DS game and this DS, I'm like, why? I don't even know where my charger is. Like,
I've
moved on. I'm just kidding. I know where my charger is, but like,
we need to get you on the Chicken Wiggle game. Seriously, I think you would love it. It's right up your alley.
Stardew?
Yes.
It's better than Stardew. Okay.
It's the most amazing game you will ever play.
I don't know about that.
No, it's really good, and I think it's very adorable. It's basically okay. So you have chicken, right? Yeah. And Wiggle is the worm in his backpack. So then, like, you use Wiggle as like a weapon. Like, he whips stuff, and then you can throw it up to, like, attach stuff, and then zip yourself up.
Oh,
and,
that's fun.
It's really cool. It's really, and it has a level creator. It's platforming, but it also has a level creator, kind of like what Mario Maker should have been on the 3DS. It's really good.
Okay,
Jules actually said we've all moved on to the 3DS.
Oh, is that what the chat is saying?
That's what Jules just said. He's the creator of the game, so that's what he just said.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I will. The thing is, like, my 3DS is actually on my nightstand. Like, it is there. I have a really cute little Animal Crossing one, the one with Isabelle. Like, I have her face on there.
Nice.
Yeah, because I don't like it was I was playing Happy Home Designer forever on it. Like I couldn't put that down. And I didn't think I would like it because that was the one part of Animal Crossing I didn't care about. Like I didn't care about the way my home looked. I didn't care about what other people did with
Oh
I
my
didn't care.
God, I get so obsessed with that stuff.
No, because I feel like there were so many other things to do. And there's again with Tom Nook, it's like you have to keep generating bells. Like you just want to it's just constantly paying off debt, right? So building or putting things in my home wasn't generating money for me. It wasn't doing anything for me. So I didn't care about it. I felt like I need to add to the town.
I love Animal Crossing. Like that's what made me buy Stardew Valley. Like that is my thing.
Well, weird because Stardew Valley is more Harvest Moon. Stardew Valley is a Harvest Moon ripoff.
And I never, exactly. And I never played a Harvest Moon game. I was always interested, never played one before. And everybody kept saying to me, like, oh, if you like Animal Crossing, you'll like this. So I was like, all right, I'll give it a try. And I didn't like it when I first played. I was like, this isn't, I can't run.
Well,
I gotta walk everywhere. Like what's going on here?
There was also a lot of hype behind it too. Like a lot of, it picked up some serious speed. Because I thought I was the only crazy one on Twitter. Like, at 4 a.m. Like, I don't know how to feed my chickens. This was like forever ago. I was this crazy person on Twitter being like, somebody help me. I can't, my chickens hate me. Like, I didn't know how to feed them at all. I didn't get that the little area there, the little ledge in the barn was where you put the hay. I didn't understand that. So I'm just like, there's hay there. Like, why can't they take it out? Why can't they do it themselves? Like, I just could not figure it out.
Feed yourself, idiot.
Get it done. God. But the fun, I like games like this where you, like Animal Crossing is so much fun. I love it so much for just many different reasons. But with the characters themselves, there's no real branching story with them. Like you meet your townsfolk, you know what they're up to. They say funny things to you sometimes, and they take your nickname that you give them, and it's all cute, and you give them gifts. But with Stardew Valley, it really is like all the stories will reveal themselves in time if you kind of build your relationship. So everybody's going to have the same story. But you get to choose who you want to marry. It doesn't. There's no defined. You don't have to pick a certain gender because you're a certain gender. You can be with whoever you want, whoever you think is going to be beneficial to you and your farm, basically, or your life and the children that you bring. Soon, I have a nursery now. I have a nursery, so we'll see what happens.
Oh, good God!
But I know. I don't know. Like, it's just because people always ask me, does the game end? Like, is there an ending to this game?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know how to answer that because I feel like I'm approaching the ending of the game because I'm almost done filling up the community center. I'm almost done. Like, I'm pretty close to filling up the museum.
But that's like Animal Crossing to some degree. Yeah. Like, is there an end game to Animal Crossing? I always view my end game basically like, okay, we're going to fill up the museum with stuff. We're going to maximize the house to the extent, and then that's pretty much it. Like max out the stores, do all that stuff. And once I do all of that, I'm like, okay, I'm done. Like there's not a whole lot to do anymore. And I feel like that's what this game is. Like there's things to do that'll kind of be the end. But ultimately, you can keep playing. You can keep going. There's no true end game to it.
Right. But I just feel like because I have the greenhouse now, there are always going to be crops. I always have a steady flow of income. I have a few relationships going. Like I guess maybe if I get to the end of the mine, I'm at level 95. So maybe if I get to level 100, that'll be the end of the mine. I don't know. Like this game always surprises me with something fun, especially when you're building. Like the big surprises come with now the relationships. Like if you devote a little more time with them, because they'll kind of like pop up out of the blue and they'll have like little cinematic openings and they'll play out a little conversation that you're having. Like it's very cute. So I mean, for that reason, I feel like Stardew Valley is a little more, in depth, a little deeper. But with Animal Crossing, like Nintendo did that big update a little while ago. There's always something like, I don't know if they still do, I haven't played in a while, but I don't know if they still do events where it's like once a month. It's, the competition, like the fishing competition or the bug catching competition. Yeah. So like, Nintendo will still facilitate that community, right? It'll still give back to it. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of love in that game. Like my boyfriend at the time, he's now my fiance, but he gave me Animal Crossing on the GameCube. He actually got me a GameCube for my birthday because I said I never played the GameCube. It was only N64. I'd never gone to the GameCube. So he got me that for my birthday with Super Mario Sunshine and Animal Crossing. And that was my first experience with Animal Crossing. And so he would play his little town, I would play mine, and we'd like leave little notes for each other in our mailboxes. Like it just, there's a lot of like really sweet, like nostalgic things that Animal Crossing brings to me. It's just I'm waiting first, the one that to come out on Switch.
Please, God, please. Actually, not right now. I'm not ready for it right now. I want it so bad. But I have so many games I'm playing right now.
Yeah.
I can't.
There's a lot of games out right now, and there's more coming. And I still need to. I don't know if you play on Xbox at all. Are you strictly Nintendo, or do you play?
So right now, okay, you might be happy to hear this. Right now, okay. So I wanted to ask you this. I thought about this today, and I wanted to ask you this. So if you met, I'm assuming you've met Phil Spencer, correct?
Yes.
Okay. If you ever see him again, just say this to him. There's an idiot I know in New Jersey. He calls himself the Nintendo Guru. Okay. And you, Mr. Spencer, are the sole reason that he wants to buy an Xbox One X. Oh. Like, he's totally, honestly, that dude just oozes charisma. And he's, in the past 3 years of him coming out of E3, has totally shifted the radar for me, where I'm like, I want one. And I actually asked my wife to get me one for Christmas this year. I think she's leaning to get me one. We'll see. She's playing coy. But
it'll be from Santa.
Yeah, it'll be from Santa Claus. So when that happens, I will be excited. Sean Capri has been on me for a while. So that's the way. I really want that Minecraft one. I really? Want yeah, man. I like Minecraft a lot. So what did you say?
I'm not into Minecraft. I'm sorry.
You better be careful. You better be careful.
I'm sorry. I had a bad experience with it. I'll watch other people play, but I couldn't get through my first night, and I just didn't like it because I couldn't get through my first night. I boxed myself into this dark room. I didn't even have a door. I built the boxes around me, and I heard zombies outside. So why am I gonna wait till morning? When's this gonna be over?
So my first time playing Minecraft, same thing. I locked myself in this little room. I didn't move. I could hear them, and I was freaking out. Yeah. I'm like, I hate this game. I'm not playing it. My friend in England, Toby, forced me to get it because we were playing Grand Theft Auto, GTA 5 all the time on PS4. Nice. He's like, get this game. This game's good. You'll like it. I'm like, I don't like it. I can't really mess with the first person stuff, whatever. And then, but for some reason, for Minecraft, I can play first person. I don't know why that is. So I get it, and I'm like, he starts teaching me, and I just fell in love at that moment. Just him taking the time to say, do this, now do this, and then boom.
Minecraft guru.
Yes. And it works. So I love it. My wife too. My wife suffers from some social anxiety, and when she starts to get anxious and stuff, she used to play it, and it would totally just chill her out because of the music and all that stuff.
I like that. So that's very cool. I always wonder how games like Rez or any kind of game like that would help with social anxiety or any kind of anxiety. For me, I like baking, but you need some, or she might like Stardew Valley actually.
I got it for her, right? So I played it and I loved it, and I was like, man, she would really like this. And she was away camping, and I was like, I'm going to buy this for her before she gets home from camping. So I went on her on her Switch, and I bought it. And I was like, hey, I got you Stardew Valley, whatever. And then she was like, okay. And I started showing her some stuff. She's like, I don't know. This seems really, really hard.
But did you see that Reddit post where the guy's like, I bought Stardew Valley for my wife, and he left her there at 11 o'clock at night. He wakes up at 9 in the morning. She's still there playing Stardew Valley.
Oh my God. My wife, I got her so hooked on Animal Crossing. It was insane. She
might like Happy Home Designer then.
Oh, she loved that. She loved that.
Oh,
one.
Okay.
Yeah. We got the 3DS. We both bought 3DSs for New Leaf, and she literally, I reserved 2 copies from GameStop. It's coming out the next day, and she finds out that she can buy it digitally at midnight the night before, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna buy it." And I'm like, "Wait a minute, I already they're bought, they're paid for.
Yeah,
they're at the store." She's like, "No, I don't care, whatever."
She doesn't want to wait.
Yeah, she didn't want to wait, so she bought it. She bought it digitally and then started playing at midnight. And I'm like, this is BS, man. I'm sitting there and I'm like, you're playing.
You're left in the dust.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm not gonna buy it again. I got 2 copies now sitting in the store.
I do love that. I do. I mean, I love those gaming stories that involve your significant other in some way. Because I do find that gaming does bond you. Even if you're not playing together, you're in the same room playing different games. I know couples do that with Netflix. They'll stream their own Netflix shows or whatever, and they're still together. But it's the same idea with gaming because you just, I don't know. You feel I feel you feel bonded to the person even though you're not playing the same game. You're just bonding over your similar interests.
Yes.
Which is, I think, the beauty of gaming. With Xbox, I always kind of sign off saying, keep playing together, because that's the whole point of it. Like, the whole point is to invest in the community, because the community gives back to you. Like, it's all cyclical, right? Like, the more you give, the more you get back. So I'm trying to be less of a solitary gamer. I'm trying to stream on Mixer. I did it once with Stardew. I just don't like the Kinect camera. So I need to figure out a better camera version, because it's just too, like, I don't like the fisheye thing. And I don't like how it like broadcasts so much of my apartment. Like, I don't need people to see my mess. So I just want to contain it. And then be able to play and share that way. But again, I streamed for just a minute. I had like maybe 5 people watching, and it was like me, I felt the need to entertain and felt the need to explain everything, when really I just kind of want to like live in the moment and live in the game.
You just want to play.
Yeah. So I have to figure out how to turn off my hosting brain when I have an audience. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm used to.
It's hard.
Yeah.
I used to say it to Sean, like, I feel like I'm more natural now. But when I first started streaming games, I was like, I don't like streaming games. So I was like, why? I'm like, because I feel like I'm not saying anything, and I feel like I have to say something. He's like, no, you don't. You just play the game. He's like, and if you feel the need or you have a moment, say what you want to say. And I'm like, okay. And I started to take that philosophy a little bit. But he also said, like, he changed my mindset too, because he was like, when you start to stream, just start it like you're starting a podcast or you're starting whatever. And I was like, okay. And he's like, you know what? If you feel like you want to talk, he's like, maybe just write down a few things that happen through the course of the day that are like key points. Maybe they're news items or something you can bring up while you're playing the game. He's like, but you don't have to just ratchet y'all. People don't have to hear you talking the whole time. And that's kind of helped me a lot, where I'm like, I'm streaming and I'm playing and I'm like, okay, like when I'm playing Splatoon, because that's the big one that I play with the community. They'll send me friend requests, and I'll like bounce out real quick, add people to my Switch, go back in and play, and we'll fill the lobby up like that. Like, we start playing, like, boom, the room fills up, and it's just all. And then I have people in the chat going like, I want to play, and I'm like, gotta wait your turn, man.
I mean, I love that, because you always have friends at hand. Like, even if you haven't met them in real life, like, you have a collection of friends, and I love the non-commitment of those friends also, because I don't have to buy them a birthday present and go to their birthday party downtown and like get dressed up and go downtown. I can just play with them in my pajamas and not have to worry about getting gussied and putting on a show. Like, we can just have this moment while playing together. That's awesome. No, I mean, I'm down with that life for sure. Although, like, people are gonna say, like, you should go outside, you should get some fresh air. I do, but I also just really like being home.
It's overrated.
I like being in my sweats at Lulu.
Yeah, I like to. I work every day. That's my time. Yeah. Other than that, I'm cool just hanging out the house and playing. And
we just gotta do what we gotta do to survive, man.
That's it.
And just enjoy our lives. That's it. It's rough out there. It's rough out there.
This is true. So
we're very lucky to not be caught up in a mess right now, but it's rough out there.
So yeah, I plan on hopefully getting an Xbox One at Christmas.
Amazing. That would be incredible. Are you gonna get an Xbox One S?
So I was going to buy. I wanted to get the X. I did want to get the X at first, but then I thought about it. I was like, you know what? I've never even played an Xbox before. Never.
Well, do you have a 4K TV?
Yes.
Oh. Then you might.
I know, but
especially
you know
because of all the downloadable games and.
But my thinking was this: to spend $500 and risk not liking it was a bit much. Like, what if I spend the $500 on it and I don't like it?
Well, I don't see how you wouldn't like it.
You never know.
I don't get that. Like, like, as a gamer, I don't understand how.
There's no exclusives. I'm totally I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, I mean, there are, like, there are exclusives, but they're, like, now I just find with any platform, like, there are, of the moment exclusive. So, like, it'll be on this platform first because this is the platform that paid to have it there first. So it's fine. Like, I do love that there is shareable gameplay now. I love that Xbox is doing that as well. And
that's what I love. I love the fact that Xbox, that's the other thing that I love about Phil Spencer is he's just like, look, man, we're not sitting here spouting we're for the gamers and don't
making something proprietary. Like
dude, they are totally just like, we want to play with everybody. And like, man, the whole fact of Minecraft now being like across the board is pretty awesome. I like that.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty.
I love that, and it's going to open. I mean, it'll open the doors to so many other games that will be that way and should be that way. Honestly, it should be that way. So, I mean, hopefully, we'll live in that world, and it'll just be like art imitating life that we should have. Everybody's accepted, no matter what platform you choose, but we can all play together. So, I think that should be the way for anything. I mean, a lot of gamers, even if they have a PS4, prefer an Xbox controller and can play with an Xbox controller on their PS4. Like, that does happen. You see a lot of instances of that too. So, I mean, this hardware does cater to whatever we need, really. But I'm gonna get an.
My thing is my whole thing is the fact of just the factor that I do a lot of podcasts on and I talk about different things. I always found anyway, and this kind of started to lead me down this road too, is you can't talk about things if you haven't tried it. And it's very difficult to talk about things even in a negative light. Like, if you don't like something, how do you know if you haven't done it? And
that's real.
So I was just like, I need to get in this world and check it out. And plus, like I said, Sean, like every week, man, he's just like, come on, dude, come on.
I love that. I think they're so cute. And a little baby. Oh my God. They're so precious.
Yesterday, so we do a podcast called If We Ran Nintendo. And we do that. We record that every Monday live. So like, we have a new logo and all this stuff that we're doing. We were presenting and stuff, and it was really excited. Like, we're going to do this. And he sends me a text like 10 minutes, 20 minutes we're supposed to meet up. And he's like, I can't record. And I'm like, my first instinct was like, oh crap, something happened to the baby. And I'm like,
no.
Is everything okay? Is Link okay? And he was like, no, I'm just testing you. You passed. And I'm like, dude, you jerk. Like, why would you do something like that, man?
He says what kind of friend you are.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he said. He goes, you passed. We're good friends. And I'm like, oh, you little son of a gun, man.
I kind of like that kid. It's kind of underhanded, but I like it.
Yeah. And I love the fact that, like, he named him Link, or Lincoln, and because Link. And I'm like, when he sent me baby pictures, like the first day or whatever, I guess he was a little, they had these blue lights on him or something. I forget why they had them on him. And I was like, it looks like he's coming out of Resurrection Chamber.
Oh, like, yeah. Well, maybe it's harder. It's easier for the baby's eyes.
I think it was for his skin. Like, he didn't have enough.
Maybe he's jaundiced or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never had a child. I'm only making guesses here.
I don't know either. I have no kids. Yeah. So I was like, it looks like Link coming out of the Resurrection Chamber. Like, the whole blue light and all that stuff. And he's just like, that's pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah, it kind of works. I know. I mean, it was all kind of all tied into for me too, because I went on his podcast and I was playing lots of Stardew, but I think I was also playing Zelda at the time, Breath of the Wind, which, like, by the way, I still haven't finished.
Breath of the Wild, sorry. You people make me.
What? Because we didn't finish?
Yes, you and Sean and my other friend Kobe, like, finish the game. It is a phenomenal game. Go finish it.
Listen, I know. I just got stuck in one of the. The beast.
You got stuck in you got stuck in the shrine of Stardew Valley. Get out of that shrine and go play.
That's true. Well, that's true, because games just have, like, they'll put their claws in me, like Skyrim, like put its claws in me, right? So you kind of want to live in it, because I feel like those are the gifts that I get with gaming. Like, I get completely distracted and I find so much joy in, like, I mean, really, it either is that I'm a drug addict or I'm a video game addict. So I might as well just be addicted to this Stardew Valley. I mean, it really is like I'm just assuming what crack would be. I don't know. I've never tried it, but when I watch TV shows, they seem to be really into it. So I can only assume this is my crack.
Good Lord.
I can only assume. Again, I think this is a G-rated show. I'm sorry that I'm talking about drugs and I've been swearing.
Not G. It's PG. It's PG.
Okay.
We're trying not to drop F-bombs. I probably should have told you prior to you telling me to F off, like most Canadians do all the time.
I'm so sorry. I don't mean it in a vile way. My mother would like me.
You're Italian. I get it. I understand.
My mother would like me to be more of a lady and behave more like a lady. I don't know how to achieve that for her.
And Italian women have a very difficult thing with that. Trust me.
Well,
my mom taught me how to say the F word.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, sure. My mom swears too, but she's also a lady. She keeps it in
Well, yeah, but I remember I used to argue with my mom and my aunt, and I would like push my mom. Okay, so when my parents got divorced, I was 17 years old. So my parents get divorced, and my mom starts going. She dives into church like hardcore.
Oh.
And I'm like, okay, but she's trying to force me and my brother to go all the time. I'm like, I really don't want to go all the time. I don't.
Yeah, like, you can't force that.
You're fine. You're good. You love Jesus. I know Jesus. I like Jesus. I don't want to go to church every
Jesus.
week. Yeah, me and Jesus have our own relationship. I don't need this. So
yeah,
we get her out, and I would start needling her. Like when I got a little bit older, I'd start needling her and like get her to start dropping the F-bomb at me and yelling at me. And I would start laughing. And I would start laughing and walk away. And she's like, "Why do you do this to me?" And I'm like, I just want to make sure that you
just want to you want to test how born again she really is.
Yeah, I want to make sure you haven't gone all the way to the other side. You're still here.
Goodness.
And she would be like, or I would start cursing around her, and she would be like, "Why do you use such language?" I'm like, "What are you talking? You're the one that taught me these words. What are you talking about?" And she's like, "I did not." I'm like, "That's a lie." Because I remember being a kid, and you and Antonio used to sit around the kitchen table all the time, cursing every other word.
Yeah, like, don't change, man.
Yeah, where do you think I learned that from?
Be gritty.
Yeah, and she's like,
be real. No, I mean, listen. Sometimes, like, I just feel like those words, I guess, help me express myself a little bit more. We don't need to use them. I don't need to use them. I've been trying not to, because Xbox releases these blooper reels of me sometimes when I don't think that they're rolling, and it's just all swears. Like, it's just me swearing the entire time, just all bleeps.
So I have a friend, right? He was here a little bit earlier. Jason Lacey has a podcast called Flux Opposed, and he started a new one called Nintendo Shack and all that. But anyway, me and him were having a conversation one time, and it was like, I love the F word. And Jason's like, I love the F word too. And I'm like, it explains so much. Meaning, if I said to you, if I went up to the window and I looked outside and I was like, it's raining out. And you'd be like, okay. But if I said to you, Marissa, it's effing raining out, you immediately know, like, it's coming down.
Yeah.
Like it's on.
Boring.
Yeah. So
it's so expressive and means so many different things.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. No, I agree. I love it.
I do too.
I love the F word. So great. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Mom.
Don't quote me. Yeah. I mean, I love video games. I love baseball. Love the F word. Yeah, it's just like that defines who I am.
I've tied you up for long enough. We've been at it for an hour, and I don't know what your schedule is.
Standard. Baseball's on TV, so you know.
Yeah, I didn't want to keep pushing you to like sit here and talk.
Oh no, it's all good. Anytime. I'm happy to talk about baseball and video games anytime. Your chat's like, please no more baseball.
No,
don't go back to baseball.
They were fine. Look. Ribo just said baseball, Stardew, and the F word. What an episode! Yeah. There you go. That's
I mean, listen. If you honestly, if anybody has any questions for Stardew, I'm so happy to talk about Stardew on Twitter. Like, so happy. I'm happy to respond to anybody when they ask me anything to do with Stardew. So yeah, you can just at me. You can just at me, man. Just at Marissa Roberto. Just at me.
That's it. That's what you got to do. Just get at.
That's what you got to do. Just get added.
So thank you so much, Marissa, for coming on. This was an honor. Please.
For me, I'm so sorry that I took so long to figure this.
You should be sorry for that. Like that.
And the chat can't be going. And now we're on Google. And we should have been on Skype.
It's fine.
I blame Skype though. I'm going to blame Skype.
It's okay. It's the first episode that I actually had to revert back, but it's done. It's
going back in time.
It's good. So I do want to say this, guys. This week, I am officially, the show, Nintedo Talk Live, is officially now on iTunes. We're going to get it over on to Google Play and all that other stuff. That's the next step. For the next few weeks, we're going to pop in like 2 episodes a week until we get caught up to speed. So we'll have the audio stuff for those that aren't able to watch this live all the time. You'll be able to go back and listen to it if you'd like to. Marissa, real quick, if you want to spout out your whatever.
My plugs?
Your social media.
You want to
plugs?
at me? You want to
Yeah.
at me? Okay, sure. If you can at me, I'm at Marissa Roberto on Twitter. I'm at mrob29 on Instagram. I also manage social for an esports company, a Canadian esports company, the biggest esports company in Canada. We're growing.
Nice.
It's at Northern Arena on Twitter and at northern.arena on Instagram. And I also have a Facebook page too. You can find me if you just type in Marissa Roberto.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm there. I post. I'm around. I'm always posting to my Instagram story, always. So you can just like kind of follow me daily.
True. This is how I find out that you went to the Yankees game because I like click and I'm like, oh, look at she's at the Yankees game.
Just go visit my nana every Sunday. Like that happens. Oh, Yankees just tied it up, yo.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yankees just tied it up, so we gotta go.
Yeah, we gotta go. I gotta go watch the Yankees. So
it was an honor though. Thanks so much for having me on.
Thank you for being to the chat. Thank you guys for coming out, and you guys have a wonderful evening. Peace out, Preston. And I think